No. Rab's Top 50 Board Games 2014.
Hey, what do you think? Right, you ready? Shall we go? Should I wear my hat? Eh?
Are you putting it that way around?
What, am I putting my hat this way around? Why? Is it a bad idea, do you think?
Maybe.
It's a bad idea? Why?
Maybe.
Do you think it's better like that? How, what does that look like? Does that not look good?
It looks like maybe a DJ or...
I look like a DJ? That's good, that's like a board game DJ. Hey, yo! No?
Alright, do you want?
Yeah, would you rather, you're the director, would you rather it was like this? What looks more beautiful? I need to look beautiful, what looks more beautiful?
That.
This. Right, okay. The hat's like this. Welcome to the next part of the list of Rab's Top 50, and we're going from number 40 down to 31, directed by my wee lassie Hope. Hi! Let's do this! Woo! No? Number 40 on the list is a game called... I can find it. Give me a second. Whoops.
Careful with lamp.
A game called Claustrophobia. Now, Claustrophobia is a great game. It's a two-player game where one player goes the baddies that are these kind of evil devils, demon things. The other, the goodies go these kind of priest, kind of religious zealot guys. And you're basically doing missions in hell, or like an entrance to hell. And it's got some beautiful game mechanics in it. But it's a really good two-player dungeon crawl type game where you roll dice and you can place your dice into these little stat cards for your characters. Really interesting the way it works, really easy to play, nice scenarios in the box, beautiful painted miniatures in the box as well. That's why it's my number 40. There's a game called Claustrophobia and it's a cracker. A cracker. Look at that, look! Look at that big bird! Woo! What?
You mean a cracker that you eat?
I don't mean a cracker that you eat. Well, I don't know. I mean a cracker like... Just a cracker, just a saying, like a cracker that explodes. It's a cracker.
It'll take quite a wee minute.
No, wait a minute, I'll find it.
It'll take a wee minute. I'm sorry about this.
Number 39, my number 39. This is a list of top 50. This is like the 50 best games in my collection. Number 39, it can't miss. It's Formula D. Formula D is a racing game, right? Where the board is a big racetrack and there's different dice for the different levels of gear you're on. I don't drive, so I don't know anything about driving, so I'm going to talk about gear levels. Does that make sense? A level of gear? Anyway, you have different dice, so if you're going slower, you roll a smaller die. If you're going really fast, you roll a big D20, that kind of thing. But you have to slow down for the corners and stuff like that. You know, get a big bunch of players together, play it. You can even play leagues and stuff like that. You can play seasons. It's a fantastic game, fantastic racing game, beautiful artwork, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Upside down there, absolutely gorgeous thing. It's Formula D. Formula D. I hate cars. I'm not even into cars really, and I love this game. What more can I say? Number 39. Now my number 38 is a small game. It's a small game, and this is what's happening in board gaming these days. I don't know why I'm doing this movement all the time. I see my knees keep bending. This is what's happening all the time in board gaming these days, as the games are getting smaller, compact, like minimal amount of cards and stuff like that, and I think that this may be the very best of those types of games. It is... Coups. Coups is a cracking game. Coups is a game where you have a couple of characters and they're hidden, you know who they are, and they're hidden from the other players, and then it goes round and you can take actions belonging to the characters in the game. But when it comes to your turn, you can lie about what characters you've got. You can say, oh, I'm going to do the captain's action, and you might not even have a captain. You can just outright lie about taking the action. If somebody challenges you, you'll be in trouble right enough, you'll lose one of your characters. But sometimes people challenge you and you do have that character. There's loads of bluffing, there's loads of intrigue, it plays really quick. Everybody that plays it goes, oh, this game's amazing. This game's amazing. Have you played it? You've not played Coups, have you?
No, I've not even heard of that game. Haven't seen you playing it. Haven't even seen it in your board game collection.
Well, number 37 is a game that caused a lot of debate. On board game websites, board game forums, yes, those things do exist. People were arguing about the stuff you could do in this game. They were like, I'm not going to do that to my games. I'm not going to rip up cards. I'm not going to draw on cards. That's right, it's Risk Legacy. Risk Legacy is amazing. Risk is a game I'm not crazy about. I'm not crazy about normal standard Risk. Some of the variants of Risk, some of the different editions of Risk I quite like. This is the best version of Risk. Because basically what you're doing here is you're taking a board game and you're making it almost, you turn it into a historical document of you playing a game with your friends. As people win games, they write their names on the board, they can name countries on the map. Everything modifies and shifts and changes. Some things disappear from the game forever, and when I'm saying forever here, I'm meaning forever. Like, you rip up the cards and ditch them. This game just evolves, and at the end, it becomes this document, this memento of good times you've had playing games. There's nothing. Yes, there's a hand up over there. Yes, Director.
So see if you rip everything up.
Yeah.
Like, get rid of anything, you won't have a board game.
No, but you don't rip everything up. It's just some of the cards you rip up, and that's what
But
some.
Why? But why? That would spoil a total game.
No, it doesn't spoil the game because it's all about choice, right? It's about choice. It means that the decisions you make matter. Sometimes you decide to get rid of certain cards, and those cards go, and it means that this version of the game that has some cards have been ripped up and stuff is special because it's, you know, my edition of the game is like that. It means choice is a good thing. Choice is always a good thing.
Yeah, but choices sometimes gets hard, and it's weird how you have to rip some cards from board game, and then you have to like.
Look, just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust me. There are a lot of games these days that are about having secret roles. About you know, games like The Resistance, where some of you are secretly baddies and some of you are secretly goodies, and you're trying to gauge what's happening at the table. You're trying to suss each other out. My favourite of these type of games, I think, is this one. My number 36, Shadowhunters. Now, the reason why I love Shadowhunters is because it does all that hidden role thing. It has all that dynamic, but it kind of dresses it up almost in a video game kind of form. It feels like Castlevania. The art is very video gamey. The things that you do are very video gamey. The items you use are very video gamey. The way the health works and stuff like that is very video gamey. And it's just a really, really interesting game. Certain characters win if they die. Certain, you know, there's the evil vampire baddies. There's the vampire hunters goodies. They want their own teams to win, but there's some people flying solo, flying alone. It's a really mysterious, cool game that plays, I think it plays up to 8 players. It's a belter and a beautiful thing. I think the art is absolutely stunning in this game. That's Shadowhunters, my number 36, and look at that box cover. Ooh. It's roasting in here, isn't it? Number 35 on the list. I like Roman stuff. I like stuff about the Romans. I'm into all that. I'm into all the, you know, all the naughty stuff they did. I can't say when the kids here. When I say the naughty stuff, I don't mean necessarily feeding Christians to lions and stuff like that. I was meaning more the, you know, the naughty stuff. And nothing, doesn't matter. So I love Roman stuff. I love Roman themed stuff, and that's why number 35 on my list is Coliseum. Coliseum is a beautiful Days of Wonder game that's sadly out of print now. I hope it comes back into print. But basically what you're trying to do is you're putting on big shows in a Coliseum, in a Roman Coliseum, so there's some auctioning. You have to get some artists to work for you, you know, performers and jugglers and gladiators and stuff like that. And then you stage these big shows. You stage big shows. It's a set collection game, really, where you collect all the stuff. Sorry there, we've just had another discussion about a wee discussion about the hat there, and actually I've been encouraged that I should put it this way, that I'm maybe a wee bit old to be wearing it back to front like that. Anyway,
don't say that.
So Coliseum, set collection, collect all your performers, your lions, your horses, your gladiators, stage big shows, hope that the Emperor comes and visits, hope that Caesar comes and visits your Coliseum, which you can expand and grow and stuff like that. It's a brilliant game, very much a Euro game, but full of theme. It really feels like you're a Roman, I don't know, a Roman promoter in the times of the Roman days. Hail Caesar!
Wah.
Huh?
Wah.
Wah?
Yeah.
Wah. My number 34
It's a zombie.
represents, it's nothing to do with zombies, it represents my love for all things Warhammer. I'm a guy for the UK. I'm a Scottish boy. You know, I've always had Games Workshop shops nearby. I'm a Citadel boy at heart. I'm a Chaos boy at heart. And this represents my love for all that stuff. It's a card game. It's Warhammer Invasion, and it's incredibly underrated, I think, this game. I think this is an underrated game. It's designed by Eric M. Lang, who's one of my favourite designers. He's absolutely brilliant. It plays really cleanly. Wee bit like Magic the Gathering? Yes. A wee bit like something like Hearthstone? Yes. It plays beautifully, very nicely themed. You know, all your races from Warhammer are in here. But it's just great fun. And the weird thing is, a lot of couples seem to play this game. Anybody I know who plays and enjoys Warhammer Invasion, they're playing it with their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their wife or their husband. It's a brilliant couples game. And even though the theme seems a bit odd, you know what I mean, because it's like war and setting capital cities on fire, the system is just so clean and so elegant that I think anybody would get into it. A great game for couples. And loads of brilliant artwork, as I'm sure you can imagine. An absolutely beautiful game, and I've got loads of stuff. I think it's done. I think the line is finished now, so you could really go out and you could buy everything probably at this point, and you would have a full set of one of the best card games ever made. I think that's Warhammer Invasion, my number 34. And
action.
Well done, by the way. Now this next game has been ignored. This next game has been dismissed by many big, heavy, bearded guys, because the theme they think is not for them. The theme is fashion design, the fashion industry, and it's a game called Pretor, and it's an absolutely amazing economy game about running a fashion house, about dealing with designs, about getting money to get the new fashion designers in, the new stylists in, the best PR team, even things like putting a banquet hall in your offices so that when the press come, they start to think better of you. You've got to put together collections of clothes to take to shows. You know, I'm going to Paris with a collection of clothes. It's an amazing game, and the theme is brilliant, man. The theme is incredible. The theme is dripping out of this one. And this setting, a setting of inside the fashion world. Inside the fashion world is just an incredible setting, I think, and a beautiful, beautiful original place to set a board game. But it's also, get this, for those of you who think this might not be for you, it's incredibly complex and incredibly deep. One of the heaviest, I think, heaviest Euro kind of economy games that you can play. It's really, you know, quite tricky to learn, a lot of rules in there, but also once you've learned it, man, there is a lot of digging in to do here. It's a great game, a stunning game, Pretor. Sometimes a game comes along, right, that just has an atmosphere, of its own, right? A game comes along that has a real feel to it. And you talk about it for days after you play it. You have a big session it, and for days afterwards you're talking about, oh, remember when this happened, remember when that happened, and then, oh, you nearly caught me there, and then I went here, and then I attacked you, and my God, number 32, Fury of Dracula. Fury of Dracula sees one player playing Dracula. He is Dracula, and he is moving about a map. He's creating vampires in different countries, doing a lot of devious, dastardly stuff, and the rest of the players are vampire hunters. Trying to hunt Dracula down and trying to kill him, trying to trace him, trying to track him. It feels a bit like Scotland Yard, the classic Scotland Yard, where you're trying to trace the bad guy's movements. The difference is, this bad guy at night time can come and attack you. He can come and fight you and he can bite your neck, man. This game is amazing, it's really rich, and it has this really cool thing where there's a deck of cards, right? There's this deck of cards, and when players take a card, they draw from under the deck, from the bottom of the deck, and sometimes those cards help them, and sometimes they say, I'm going to take a card, and it's actually one that helps Dracula. So there's always these wee twists and turns and twists and a lot of risks. People take a lot of risks in this. Even old Dracula, when he makes an attack, is taking a risk. It's a brilliant game, Fury of Dracula. Get it, 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 get it.
That was enough get-its.
And number 31, really high up on the list. When somebody has a lot of board games, and there's a lot of board games in the world, number 31 is a really, really high entry, right? And it's, you know, it's better than, certainly today anyway, for at least today, it's better than these other games I've mentioned. What is it? It's a little indie board game. And I want you to pay attention to this. I've spoken about this game before. It's an indie board game called Hour of Glory. The box is pretty flimsy, cardboard, kind of cheapy. It works, you know, it's lasted me for a long time. But here's what it's about. It's about guys breaking into a base that's protected by guards, and there is time ticking down during it. Every action that happens, time ticks down. It's a game about sneaking and about stealth. It feels like a level from Metal Gear Solid in board game form. It's a stunning game, an absolutely stunning game. There's no pictures on the back, there's no pictures anywhere. It's little cardboard standees, everything's a bit wobbly and a bit sugary, but my goodness, this is one of the best games you could possibly have in your collection, because that feeling of tension when you're breaking into this base, when you're secretly trying to get through these doors and trying to find your mission objectives while the clock is just ticking down. Do you play safe? Are you careful? Or do you rush it? Do you rush it? Do you rush it to try and get out before that time ticks down? It's an amazing, amazing game, and I can't believe more people haven't played it. Hopefully, it's one of these games that maybe a bit of momentum builds up behind later. Yeah, honey.
Just like, excuse me for a second.
You off to the toilet?
Yeah.
That's alright, darling. I can hold it for you.
No. Rab's Top 50 Board Games 2014.